We present it in your hand, dear Lord, and we ask for your guidance. We ask for your protection, great God. You leave everything in your hands. We thank you for hearing our prayers. We thank you for watching over us. As we ask all these in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you very much, Pastor. Indeed, we are grateful to be here, and while we give thanks to the Almighty, it is also good that we have a very hard-working minister, member of parliament, and of course, the very team possible. And with that said, I want to recognize this afternoon the many people who are here who have converged on this here Lapland community to recognize this historic occasion. I must recognize none other than our own minister, the Honorable Matthew Samuda. Put your hands together and make him welcome. We also have to recognize our own Member of Parliament, the Honorable Homer Davis, Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister. Let me also recognize Mr. Omar Sweeney, CD, Chairman of Rural Water. We have also with us this afternoon Mura Bennett, Acting Managing Director of Rural Water, and our team that is here. We also have other members of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Make them welcome. I've seen also we have persons here from SBC. We have also our own pastor who prayed earlier. We have with us this afternoon Donway Godfrey, Chairman of Catadupa Primary, and they'll be bringing out a special item this afternoon. Also, we have with us the media who ensure that we are live up front and close this afternoon. Put your hands together for the media. And of course, you, the citizens of Lapland and surrounding communities. Put your hands together and for being here this afternoon. You deserve a rousing round of applause for being with us this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I now invite to the lecture none other than Mr. Omar Sweeney, CD, Board Chairman of Rural Water, to come forward and make the official welcome. Put your hands together and make him welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. I would like to start by not repeating the official protocol, but I must acknowledge Honorable Minister Matthew Samuda, Honorable Minister Homer Davis, councillors present, Councillor, Pastor, Acting Managing Director Mary Bennett, and the Rural Water team, other distinguished members, persons from the community, boys and girls, senior citizens, long-standing members. It's really good afternoon, members of the media. It's just a great day to be here in Catadupa. And while it says on the program that I'm here for the welcome, I really want to start by welcoming myself back to Catadupa. You know, I've been here for some time. I've been coming to Catadupa for some time. We've done some work here, and I'm really glad to be back here this afternoon under the auspices of Chairman of the Rural Water Supply Limited, simply because our commitment at the Rural Water Supply Limited mandated by the government is to really reach out and provide the necessary water to communities far and wide across Jamaica. And, you know, as the rain was falling, you know, I think so much about Jamaica, land of wood and water. So much water everywhere, but not enough in the pipes, right? And so that's what we really want to do. We want to ensure that residents of communities can have the necessary water they need to survive daily. And so our mission at the Rural Water Supply Limited is to design, execute, and deliver reliable and sustainable water and sanitation solutions. Now, we understand that challenges exist. Certainly every day the residents are here trying to survive the challenge of getting water. And the fact that a company like the Rural Water can come in, provide design, solutions, construction, and ultimately hand over the project is something that I think we cannot allow to go unnoticed. And that's what really brings us here today. What brings us here today is to mark the achievements, one, and also point out the necessity of maintaining and caring for this infrastructure, this important infrastructure that is here. So I want to first start by commending the Rural Water team. Please give them a hand. You know, I have walked to a couple of sources in my lifetime, and it's not an easy work, right? As hard as it is to live without water, it's still not an easy work to figure out how you get to these sources. And I think the fact that you can now have a good water supply is something here in Lapland particularly, is something that we all can embrace. Just to say, we will continue the work. We will continue the work. And phase 2 of the Spring Garden water supply is on our list of things to get done next, as well as the Maroon Town water supply. And so I really stand here as chairman to really thank you for the opportunity for working with you in the community, but really to, if you want to say, restate our commitment to continue to work across communities in this great island nation of ours, Jamaica land we love. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sweeney. Put your hands together again for the chairman. You know, also, I realize we have with us caretaker, councillor caretaker, Mr. Bernard from the Catadupa division. Put your hands together for him. And last but by no means least, we have with us also this afternoon, Councillor, none other than Councillor Javin Baker, representing His Worship the Mayor of Montego Bay, Councillor Richard Vernon. Put your hands together for Councillor Baker. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, here to bring you greetings on behalf of the Mayor of Montego Bay, Councillor Javin Baker. Put your hands together and make him welcome. He's also the chairman of the Civic and Community Affairs in the St. James Municipal Corporation.
Thank you very much, my esteemed colleague and master of ceremonies. And let us observe the protocols and welcome Minister Matthew Samuda, Minister of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Nice having you again in Montego Bay. It's not new to you. And of course, our Member of Parliament, Honorable Homer Davis, Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, and MP, of course, for our constituency, St. James South. And no stranger to Montego Bay, as he adequately described, Mr. Sweden, Chairman of Rural Water. But today, I stand in the capacity of His Worship the Mayor, Richard Vernon, and he put some thought in his message, so I will now deliver. Good afternoon, residents of Lapland, distinguished guests, colleagues and friends. It is with great pride and heartfelt gratitude that I stand before you for this momentous occasion the commissioning of the Lapland Water Supply system. For decades, the residents of this community have lived without a reliable source of potable water. This has not only posed daily challenges, but has also hindered development and well-being of generation. Your resilience in the fact of these hardships has been nothing short of inspiring. Regarding the St. James Municipal Corporation, I can personally attest to the many efforts we have made over the years to support this community. Each year we truck several thousand gallons of water to this and surrounding areas. However, this method has been proven to be inefficient, inadequate, and truly meeting the needs of the people is lacking. It was never a long gap measure in a much larger and necessary journey towards equity and dignity. Today, that have to rely on truck water or travel long distance for basic necessities. This is what development looks like. This is what people-centered governance delivers. I extend heartfelt thanks to all the stakeholders, our government agencies, local partners, engineers, and especially the people of Lapland for your patience and persistence. Together we have made this vision a reality. Let us continue to work together to ensure sustainability of this resource and build a brighter, more equitable future for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councillor Baker. Put your hands together again for the councillor. You know, ladies and gentlemen, you know, it gives me great pleasure to make remarks our own Member of Parliament. And I'm saying that due to the fact that he has been such a hard-working Member of Parliament. There are many communities throughout southern St. James that is without water. And when I listen to Mr. Sweeney also mention the fact that we have the Maroontown Water Supply as well as the Spring Garden, I know that, you know, brighter days are coming and better days are coming, especially due to the hard work of your own Member of Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together and help me welcome your own Member of Parliament, the Honorable Homer Davis, Minister of State in the office of the Prime Minister. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Let me recognize a few people. Not saying that we all are not very important. Minister Matthew Samuda, my friend and my little brother. Let me recognize my long-standing friend. You know, when I first heard the name Omar, I said, no, man, they gave you the wrong name. They should have said Homer. Thank you very much for being here with us, huh? And our new acting gem, Bennett. We have been coming a long way. Matthew, I have been with Rural Water from 2007. First as a director, and then as the board chairman. So I can actually point to all the projects that are now taking place, that at some point during my time, I had to visit some of those gullies to Mr. Speaker. So I am no stranger. So when I say Rural Water, they are my family. And I welcome all of you here in Lapland today. I could not do this without remembering Mr. Audley Thompson, a man who is so knowledgeable when it comes to water in Jamaica. He can tell you everywhere
and he has worked on some of the largest systems that we have here in Western Jamaica, Minister Smoother. He was very integral with the Great River Water Supply. He was very integral with the Cambridge Water Supply. And that is only in St. James. So, other specially invited guests who are here this evening, members of the community, children, members of the media, must I say a very good evening? Good evening to you all. You know, today, and a memorable day for the people of Lapland. Today is no ordinary day in the life of the people of It is a special day. You are being treated service of government that a large body of communities across South St. James is not being treated at this time as you have now been treated. You know, Minister, I remember after the 2020 general election, I came up here, and when I looked at the landscape, and when I looked at the votes from Lapland, I said, you delivered for me, I will deliver for you. And so today, I am delivering for you, the people of Lapland. Minister, and South St. James is not an ordinary constituency in terms of its landscape. And I want to say to you, Minister, you will have to come back here many more times, because we have so many projects. I have so many projects to complete in this constituency. And I know that the people will continue to repose that confidence in me, to allow me to finish the water projects and other projects in South St. James. Minister, South St. James is 52% of the parish of St. James. This constituency can absorb all the other 4 constituencies, and we still have space for somebody else to understand the size of this constituency. South St. James is not an area that we are short of water. We are not short of water in South St. James. What we're short of is visionary leadership. Somebody to pound the beat, somebody to knock on the door, somebody to make the representation on behalf of the people. What we have had, Minister, we have had systems here that has fallen into disrepair in such a state that it will take quite a substantial sum to have them bring up to date. And Minister, I remember when you were here in November 2023, we toured the Endeavour Water Supply. And I'm only hoping that Water Commission will be having a grand commissioning of that system, because I know they have spent probably about $100 million. They have changed out most of the pipes, but what is now happening is that they have repaired the pumps. The pumps are pumping now to full capacity, and so the pipes are leaking profusely. So I'm sure you will be back for that one. I'm sure you will be back for Spring Gardens also, and I'm sure you will be here for the groundbreaking for the Maroon Town Tangle River Water Supply. And not to mention the big one, the Shetload, Mount Pelion, Mount Carey, Roehampton, and Chovy Water Supply System that is now taking place. Those of you who drive along the Mount Pelia Main Road, you will see work being done. I was just saying, and I will tell you, Minister, in this constituency, we have projects with a tune of $1.25 billion to be executed over the next 2.5, 3 years. At the end of that, Minister, I will assure you that 70% of this constituency will have access to potable water. There are some other projects, Minister, that will be coming under the CDB. That is the Cambridge Water Supply. Because that one, if the rain drizzle, turbidity. So a lot of work is needed to be done there to get it up to the state that it can serve the people of St. James or Cambridge, as also in Westmoreland. But these are sources that needs major repairs. But today is Lapland Day. Because what we have here in Lapland today is storage and capacity of about 20,000 gallons of water. And this will be used to serve Lapland, Belfont, and other areas in Catadupa. Minister, the system is a solar-powered system. Solar-powered system. But this is a system that is built on resilience. We can operate even when there's no electricity. So you, the people of Lapland and its environs, owning a big business, a lot of things are going through now. You can have your pumps being activated without GPS. But what I would say to you, and what I would appeal to you, is to take care of the system. Take care of the system, meaning that there's going to come a time to make a contribution for the water that you will be receiving. We don't reach that point yet. Coming, and I'm only that when that time comes, we don't hear comments past a garden, a God water. We all know it's God water. We all know it's God water. But God so I'm appealing to the good people, which I know Lapland are pure good people. Am I right? Pure good, decent citizens are living in Lapland. So, as your member of parliament, as I've said, you assisted me in reaching where I am. And I will have to make sure that I will continue to work with you and to work with the white Lapland. So once again, we are here to commission this system. And let me tell you, I'm going to take care of it, you know. You better take care of it. Please, a whole lot of money spent. And I'm sure that you will hear the minister announce the figure. Big money spent. So we expect the community to reciprocate. So once again, thank you very much for being here for me. And thanks Rural Water and the team for executing this project on time and within budget. So once again, thank you very much. Thank you, Chairman.
It is often said, thank you very much, Member of Parliament, Minister Davis. It is often said that every journey begins with a step. And this is another step in the right direction. And you know, I'm truly happy that we have your level of leadership, your level of commitment, your level of representation. And indeed, I am happy that we have a minister who is responsive whenever you make a request and assure a government that also is responsive to the needs and the call of St. James Southern and our Member of Parliament. Put your hands together again for our Member of Parliament. We believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. This afternoon, we have representative from the Catadupa primary. We have none other than Cordelia Clennon, who will come forward and make a special presentation. Put your hands together and show some love. Make her welcome, young Cordelia.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Yard Airways, Flight 876 to New York. My name is Cordelia, and I'm there to ensure your flight is comfortable and... Sir, we can't believe you just asked me to get charge of work in the cockpit. Unless you plan to fly the plane yourself, please stay in your... Alright, emergency exits are located over here. But please, we not start practice running through them now. Wait till me say so in the unlikely event. We have snacks and beverages coming up shortly. And before you ask, no, when I have no trunk back, no ackee and saltfish, and no patty and cocoa bread. Just chips, bun and cheese, and juice. Take it or leave it.
Wonderful. Put your hands together for young Cordelia Clennon. You know, it takes big heart. And indeed, we have to be proud of our children because indeed, they are the future. Put your hands together again and show some love. Give her some support. Thank you, Cordelia. You know, we have two special gifts to be handed out this afternoon. And we'll have none other than our Minister Matthew Samuda and Minister Davis, who will come forward and make a special presentation to the children. I'm sorry, and Mr. Sweeney, Omar Sweeney, who will come forward and make special presentation to the children who are here. Make them welcome, please. So we ask young Cordelia to come forward, and who is the other child who is here? The other student? Who is it? Ariana? And Miss Ariana. Yes. Yes. Okay. And of course, Miss Cordelia is Miss Catadupa. And first run-up is also here with her, and these children continue to represent. Indeed, they have their bag with goodies for school tomorrow and beyond. You know, the keynote speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than, well, I say is one of the most hard-working ministers of government, because almost every time you turn on the TV, Minister Samuda is there giving a community water. He's always there, and it shows the love and care that he has for the people of Jamaica. It shows the love and care that the government has for the people of Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to bring to you the Honorable Matthew Samuda, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Put your hands together and make him welcome to the lectern.
Thank you for the welcome, Mr. Master of Ceremonies, and special thank you for the hospitality, you citizens of Lapland and for the broader Catadupa area. Allow me to acknowledge your Member of Parliament, Minister Homer Davis, but more importantly, my friend for about 20 years, who has adopted me in my own journey in representation politics, your MP Homer Davis. A round of applause for Homer. Allow me to acknowledge also your councillors and councillor caretakers who are present. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Of course, allow me to acknowledge Mr. Sweeney, who has taken the reins of chairmanship of Rural Water after your MP and has a particular love for the issue, or the subject area rather. Ms. Mary Bennett, and of course your senior team members, members of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, staff, residents, boys and girls, it is a lovely afternoon here in Lapland. And quite frankly, I don't admit it much to the NWC, but I much prefer the smaller rural systems, because you know that with the work you have done, with the investment that you have made, you have truly changed lives in a community. Now, I made the point at a recent commissioning that myself and the Prime Minister are having serious scheduling issues at this stage because of where we are in the political cycle. We have now 57 of these such events to look at, between groundbreakings, progress tours, commissionings in water. At no point in my lifetime has any Minister of Water or any Prime Minister been able to say that they have, a few weeks ago it was 62 because we're chipping away at them, but at no point in my lifetime has any Minister of Water or Prime Minister been able to speak to the fact that they have at any one moment 60 water projects going on right across the length and breadth of this beautiful island in communities just like Lapland. Now, what is interesting, and the impact of this number of water projects, this significant investment this fiscal year could come in at around 22 billion Jamaican dollars between the work that is being done by the NWC, Rural Water Limited, NWA through the Spark program, the NHT for their community upgrades, JSIF with some of their projects. You could come in anywhere between 16 and 22 billion dollars in terms of completed deployed capital. And what is interesting about that is that that allows us to be in every corner of the country
in ways that hasn't been seen before. But it's triggering something unique, Omar. Before, nobody was getting anything, so there was no complaints. It was just a broad chorus that Jamaica needs more investment in water. Now the discussion that you're having is, you chose to come to Lapland when you come into me because it is clear that it is now possible for you to come to these communities. But it isn't possible for us to get to every single community all at the same time. Now, the $22 billion that the government is investing is supported by about $13.8, $13.9 billion that is being invested through a public-private partnership for the development of the Rio Cobre water system. Now that's a lot of money, it's unprecedented sums being invested. But for those who are not here with us and who I hope you will help me explain to, the World Bank has done an assessment and says if Jamaica is to achieve water resilience and to ensure every community has water every time they go to the pipe, we need to spend $5 billion US. Now what we're currently spending, and we're about to increase significantly, but what we're currently spending under contract, projects underway, is about 300 million US. So just to give you that, as impressive as this is, we still have major gaps to make up. How will those gaps be made up? Well, in a few weeks, Minister Davis, and I do need to sit with you after we're finished. In the other part of the work, the political part of the work, I need to sit with you this evening on a planning meeting. In 2 to 3 weeks, no longer than 3, no less than 2, I will be back in Western Jamaica, pretty close to the boundary between Trelawney and St. James. And we will break ground on $27 billion of water infrastructure. Now that infrastructure will see transmission mains being replaced from the Martha Brae all the way to the terminal reservoir in Montego Bay. So I'm sure whether you're in Laplands or whether you have cousin down in Mr. Bartlett's seat in Rhine Park, you get the complaints. It's not limited to deep rural communities. Now, there's an international standard that if a pipe breaks 4 times for the year, you're to replace it. Last month, we had 4 breaks on the line from Martha Brae to the center of Montego Bay. Hence, the water issues that you'd have had. This project will connect the Martha Brae properly to the terminal reservoir with a 36-inch ductile iron main. It will fundamentally transform the lives of everyone in St. James. Because that is part 1 of the project. Part 2 of the project, which will also launch on the same day, will see the replacement of, I believe, 33 kilometers of transmission main from Lucy all the way to the west end of Negril. Now, why does that matter to the people of Lapland? And why does what happens in Lucy matter to the people in St. James or Trelawney? It's because you have 2 main production facilities, 2 main water treatment plants. One which is at the Great River Treatment Facility and one that is at Martha Brae. Now, if we are currently pumping 70% of the water that we treat beyond Lucy to Negril into the ground because of leaking pipes, that is less water that Great River Treatment Plant can direct east coming back into St. James, which can then be pumped into the most northern section of your constituency, Omar. So it matters for everybody. All the systems are integrated. If we are wasting hundreds of millions of gallons annually from Martha Brae coming into Montego Bay, you're then not able to pump and distribute within Trelawney. All of these systems are integrated. This investment will be the single largest piping investment, transmission main investment since the Yalas pipeline in the 1980s. This project is similarly sized to the Montego Bay bypass. It's a massive investment in your water supply here in St. James, Trelawney, Hanover, and Negril. And that is special. That's a major investment. Your government, because it has run its economy well, because it has run the NWC well and taken it from loss to profit, which is unheard of for the NWC. 3 years running, Omar. 3 years running. We have taken the NWC from losses to profit, even with increased salaries. It's a big deal. But it's not as big a deal as the $23 million we have invested in your life. And it is particularly because we are not turning our back. In fact, we are turning our focus to rural water systems. You see, the 1,000 residents that will benefit from this extension, MP, are no less important than those who are complaining about water shortages in the city of Montego Bay Council. Everyone in Jamaica must have this precious commodity. And we are working around the clock to ensure we close the gaps in line with our Vision 2030 commitment, which is every household must have access to potable water, access to sewage, and every farmer must have access to irrigation. We have another major announcement that will come sometime towards the end of the month on irrigation that is under Minister Floyd Green. So we're going to move from about 300 million of active projects to about 700 million of active projects this calendar year by your government. Now, we have to work hard. We have to work hard because that 700 needs to be 1.5 billion US a year of projects to achieve Vision 2030. We're about halfway there in terms of the annual rate, even though this is unprecedented. So people say, wow, you're doing a lot. We have to do twice as much to meet that commitment in 5 years. Which means, we have been saying choose Jamaica. We have chosen to commit billions of Jamaican dollars, billions of US dollars over the 5-year period to water supply for communities like Lapland. For communities like Tivoli. I was in Tivoli last night. This is because sometimes people don't realize that even in your urban centers you have challenges with water. We have chosen to invest in your water supply. We have chosen to invest in water supply because we know it is the basis of human life, human health, human dignity, and economic activity. Because when this water system, beautiful views I see are going to be filled with homes by the time I come back. Because the beautiful drive I just took coming up here, more people are going to want to be in the area when we fix the water systems. So it's not just the human element, it's also the economic element because it will unlock economic activity in southern St. James. We have chosen at this unprecedented rate. We have chosen to lift up dozens of communities annually. Over the last 9 years, we have improved water supply to 350,000 Jamaicans. With the work we're doing this year, and you are 1,000 out of that, with the work that we are doing this year outside of what we will start in Montego Bay and what will be completed in Kingston and St. Andrew, we expect to improve water supply to 38,000 Jamaicans. You are 1,000 of that 38,000 having completed this project now. We have chosen to make these investments. We've chosen to hand the dividends of good economic management, of good running of a public body in Water Commission to you. Because you must have water in your pipe. You must dash away the bath pan and get your shower. These projects don't happen by accident. They happen by careful management, good lobbying of political representatives, and the wherewithal, the cash to invest to make it a possibility. You have a good representative. You have good leadership in the ministry responsible for water. You have good leadership at the level of our agencies in rural water and NWC. We have chosen to prioritize you because we have chosen Jamaica. I hope that at the appointed time, you will allow us to continue our work as you hopefully will choose us. God bless.
A focus on rural water systems. Indeed, Jamaica will be the place to live, work, and do business. Put your hands together again for the hard-working minister who has come here this afternoon to commission this water system. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without further ado, said that all good things must come to an end, and we will be journeying to the source where we will officially cut the ribbon. So before we move, help me welcome to the lecture none other than Mr. Dunway Godfrey, Chairman of Catadupa Primary, to do the official vote of thanks.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Cook. Please allow me to recognize some important people here today. Firstly, I would like to welcome Mr. Matthew Samuda, the Honorable Matthew Samuda, the Honorable Homer Davis, sir. While sitting there, I was saying, you know, I'm not going to introduce Mr. Davis with Mr. Samuda, you know, because he's family to us here. You understand? But take a bow, sir. Mr. Omar Sweeney, Chairman, Rural Water Supply Limited. Miss Moria Bennett, Active Managing Director, Rural Water, and her team. Councillor Javin Baker, Councillor Caretaker, Mr. Everest Cook, and Councillor Caretaker, Mr. Clifford Bernard. And Pastor, Bishop, you think I was going to forget yourself? I can't do that, all right? And last but not least, the members. You're all important too of our esteemed community. Welcome. Good afternoon again. Being the chairman of the Catadupa Primary School Board, I deemed it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me first of all start by giving thanks to the Almighty God for today's occasion. A result for making today's occasion a resounding success. You have to see with me and wear glasses, okay? As William Arthur Ward said, feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. Today I take this opportunity to express my deepest sense of gratitude and appreciation to all those who made this venture such a resounding success. To begin, on behalf of the Lapland Catadupa community, I would like to thank, here I go again, Minister, your name again, Minister Samuda. I would like to thank the Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, the Honorable Matthew Samuda, Miss Boria Bennett, Rural Water and her team, and other special invited guests for taking the time out of their busy schedule to be with us here today. To our Member of Parliament, Honorable Homer Davis, the member of the community of Lapland, said they trusted you with the leadership of their constituency, and you have delivered here for them today. For this, they want to say thanks. Right? Last but not least, so our community member, we are very privileged in that because of the limited resources that we are so lucky we have our water system. All right? Mr. Davis, Minister Samuda, a big thank you from the community of Lapland. Thank you.
And may God bless you. Bless.
What's that big silver fell to spring?
It's currency. Yeah, you know.
Minister, please do it timely, all right?
So photographers ready?
Hold on, not yet, not yet.
Side and we'll prove that there's one better. Alright? So everybody ready?
Bring it up.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
No, not so fast. Hold on. Minister, go to the side, please.
Yeah.
Minister, go to the side.
Just pull the string. Pull on the string that's there.
No, it's crowded. Minister Homer, could you go on the other side? Yes. Wonderful. And the councillor? On the other side, please. Hold on. Everybody ready?
1, 2, 3. Most important component.
Yes.
This is the part that we like because we believe in turning on the pipes for Jamaica.
And your puppy off, you know. Oh, you go past it, your puppy
Hold
off.
on. Ready?
2, 3.
Yes. And look, break it off.
Very
Too
precious
much
commodity.
pressure.
Turn out the
shower!
Turn out the shower!
Make it water room, make it water room, make it water room.
We're going to look at the solar system.
Oh, that's style.
Come in.
Oh, that's style.
Come in.
No, not so. Uno go and let me take a shot.
Yes, come over here, man.
Yeah, man. Keep it 20, keep it 20. All right.
Can't turn it off.
So now we're at the source of the water, and they are just pouring and looking at how the system is operated. So the community of Lapland and its surrounding will now have portable running water through their pipe, thanks to Minister Homer Davis. And this is a mini substation that we have right here. So we are going to continue to where the solar are. So this is the source of the water, and now we are going to where the solar system actually are. So this is the Lapland Rural Water Substation right here. Thanks to Minister Homer Davis.
My name is Mr. Newman. And I am so glad, really give God thanks for your water system and Mr. Homer Davis. I tell you, we feel so good in the community. I tell you, when we in the community have to take care of the water system, and I know people can get water from it. Once it's up and running, and it's up and running fully, and people get support. And give thanks for the team, the wonderful team, Matthew Sumuda, and Rural Water same way, and the community people same way. For the impatient people wait so much long, about 10 years, we don't have water in the pipe. And I tell you, we are rough, because we do farming same way, raise chicken, and if you easy, but
So we are at where the wells are. So they are just giving just a brief synopsis of what is happening here. So this system, it is fully solar. So without electricity, the system can function. As you can see, the Minister of Water, Matthew Samuda, he's coming from the tower where the panels are, and Minister Homer Davis as well. So thanks to them. So this is where the solar panels are, and it's powered the pump. So that is what we are doing now. So I just want to say a big thank you to our viewers that are watching on Facebook Live. And as our MP continue to work, remember that Davis deliver, and that is what he's doing now. So that is the source of the energy, and it is fully solar powered. And these are some catchment that are here. So remember that Davis delivered. So these are the solar panels.